Good morning, teacher and my fellow friends. Welcome to our presentation. I am the group leader of this project. So, in this project, we will be talking about cyberbullying. So, we have identified that cyberbullying has been a serious issue in Malaysia. That is because technology are very advanced today and people are misusing it to cyberbully the others through the internet. One of the statistics we have found is that 80% of teenagers are using a cell phone regularly, making it the most common medium for them to cyberbully the others. Therefore, we look into this issue seriously and will create a social survey and also come up with some solution to help the society in this project. These are all the contents will be found in our presentation. Okay, moving on. So moving on, in this project, we divided the work equally and everyone will have their own delegation of roles. For me, I'm the group leader of this project and I will assign Ong Jia Yang as our co-leader, Zi Yee as assistant, and Sheng Yang as our co-assistant. And also I will guide my group members by providing them clear deadlines and telling them what to do so that everything will be done quick and efficient.
Hi, I'm Sheng Yang. I'm the core assistant. So now I would like to talk about the execution of this humanity project. On the 1st of June, we had decided our social issue topic, which is cyberbullying. Due to MCO, we use online platforms like WhatsApp, Discord, or Instagram to discuss. We wish to raise awareness of people in Malaysia about cyberbullying issue as it causes a lot of negative impact on the society nowadays. We spend a minimum of 2 hours per day to do this project. On 6th of June, we had submitted our planning to teacher, and from 7th of June to 9th of June, we had done survey on the Instagram and Google Form. We also share articles about cyberbullying on the social media. And on the 13th of June, we started to write our report. We collect and analyze the response and result of the survey, and we had done the report on the 19th of June and submitted on the 20th of June. Before we submit, we had do our final checking on the report. So for this humanity project, 4 of us take about 17 days to complete it. So for this part, I will talk about the responses from Google Form. We had got 49 responses from public. The first question in Google Form is, how often do you think cyberbullying happen? From this chart, we found that 61.2% thinks that cyberbullying happens more than a week. Next is 20.4% thinks that it happens 1 to 2 times a week. 10.2% thinks it happens 3 to 4 times a week. Only a few percent thinks it happens 4 to 5 times a week. The second question is, which solution do you think is the best way to overcome the issue cyberbullying? So from this chart, we can see that 44.9% think that the law should punish cyberbullies by imposing hefty fine. Other than that, 30.6% of response think that schools should educate students on avoiding cyberbullying. A minority of 14.3% thinks that systems should automatically filter out the bad comment, and only a few people responded that users should privatize their profile and cyberbullies should be punished and educated well. The third question is, what do you think cyberbullying is? And it shows 51% responses think cyberbullying is calling people offensive names. There are 77.6% response think that cyberbullying is harassing people online and threatening people online. This survey also indicates 49% responses think cyberbullying is spreading false rumors. And the last question is, what action would you take when cyberbullying happens? In this Q&A question, 7 out of 10 of all the responses have commented that they should act and report or file a complaint. Some of them choose to ignore and do nothing about it. Moreover, one of the respondents have said that he or she should not react to those hate comments because it is a waste of time.
Hi, I'm Ong Jia Yang. I'm the co-leader. So let's continue to the social survey from Instagram Stories. We have asked 2 questions continuously for 3 days in Instagram Stories. The total responses to the first questions, is cyberbullying common in Malaysia, are 40 people. From the results, we found out that 93%, which is 37 people, thinks that cyberbullying is common in Malaysia, while 7% of them, which is 3 people, do not think so. The total responses to the second questions, have you ever been cyberbullied, are 54 people. From the responses, we know that 34% of 18 people say that they have faced cyberbullying before, while the other 66%, which is 36 people, did not face cyberbullying before. What did we find out about this issue? We find out that cyberbullying is very common in Malaysia as it happens for more than a week. Almost 34% of people say that they have been cyberbullied before. There are many types of cyberbullying, but in Malaysia, people mostly are being harassed and threatened online. In addition, we know that when people face cyberbullying at that time, they will immediately take some actions to prevent cyberbullying, like report the cyberbully account, inform parents or teachers, and send them a warning letter. But there are also some people who will ignore cyberbullying because they think that we just have to live for ourselves. For here, we can define that different people have different methods to solve problems when they are facing cyberbullying. Hence, we have provided questions related to the solution, and about 44.6% of people agree that the law should punish the cyberbullies by imposing fines.
I'm Zi Yee, assistant from this project. Throughout our survey, we have come up with some solutions that might help people to solve their burden by cyberbullying. We have been asking some of the people to vote and see which solution is the best for them. However, after we summarize all the survey that we collected, we have listed out the top 3 solutions, which is the law should punish the cyberbully by imposing hefty fines. As this punishment is heavy, so this may restrict them not to commit. Moving on to the next solution, schools should educate on how to avoid cyberbullying, because education should bring up from a young age as they are relatively easy to absorb. Next, the system should automatically filter out the bad comments, because if it is deleted automatically, cyberbullying will not occur so easily. Moving on to our conclusion, cyberbullying have become very serious in our country nowadays, and they have led a lot of people to suicide. So, we hope through our project we can help people to solve their problem, which means when they face this kind of issue, what action they should take and the way on how to prevent cyberbullying. Last but not least, if you are going to save our country, let us make some changes together. You can try to ignore the comment rather than typing some bad comment on it. If you can do it with a just little action, you will make a big change. A little step is nothing to you, but it helps to save people's life. Thank you.
Okay, so each of us are going to share our own opinion or experience that we have been through. Okay, for me, when people try to cyberbully you in the internet, please do not be afraid to face them or stand up to fight them. If we cannot handle this ourselves, please do not hesitate to report to the teachers or our parents to let the adult handle it.
From my point of view, cyberbullying is a serious problem happening in Malaysia. For example, when I browse through social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram, I often study about cyberbullying cases happening in Malaysia. In order to solve the problem, victims should report cyberbullying case immediately to the department in charge. By doing so, we are able to make sure that those bullies are punished for what they did.
There are some ways of avoiding cyberbullying, which you can make your account privately. As your account privately, people will not easily attack you. Ignore stranger message, because if you reply to people message, they will catch the chance to bully you. Next, don't respond or retaliate, just ignore everything. If you look at the message that you are not comfortable with, you might take some action, like report or maybe block the person. Be aware of certain topic. If you feel the topic is unhealthy, you can just ignore or delete it. Those are the ways that I strongly recommend you on how to avoid cyberbullying. As you apply the way, you will not be easily affected. Thank you.
From my opinion, in order to reduce cyberbullying cases in Malaysia, government should pay more attention on online users and allocate a law and fine the cyberbullies. Parents should also give a good education for their child when using social media.